Most men don't realize they're making simple mistakes with their dress shoes that undermine an otherwise classy looking outfit. And some of these mistakes are small, really small, but it's amazing how they completely ruin an otherwise professional, put together look. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 of the most common dress shoe mistakes men make, and I'm going to tell you how to fix them. And one of these mistakes I see some of the most well-dressed professionals in the world make all the time. All right, mistake 1, most men buy a black dress shoe first. They think it's the most formal, the most elegant. I need a dress shoe. I'm going to go with black. I'm going to go with an Oxford. That is a mistake, and I see it all the time. How do I know? I see someone wearing a black cap-toe Oxford with a too casual of an outfit, with slacks and maybe a casual blazer or sport coat. It looks out of place. This is a sleek dress shoe. It's for dark suits, formal settings, evening. If you're buying one shoe, your first shoe should be brown, should be dark brown. And I do recommend, as I have in my first real dress shoe show, a dark brown cap-toe derby. It's going to go with many of the same outfits and suits that your black dress shoe goes with. But now you got something more versatile. So don't make that mistake. Mistake 1, don't make your first shoe a black Oxford dress shoe. All right, the second mistake, number 2, I see this all the time. And it's not just the color of the shoe, it's the wrong style of shoe with the outfit. Like here, I'm wearing something that's a really nice business casual, a blazer, right? True navy blue blazer and a dress shirt unbuttoned. I got my pocket square right there. And I'm set for something like I'm got here. This is a loafer, would look great with what I'm wearing now, chinos. Also this suede, which is a more informal but still sleek look in a full brogue. Great business casual. On the opposite of the spectrum, you'll see nice suits like I'm showing you now, but you'll see them with the shoes I have in front of you here. The most common one I see is a loafer with a formal suit. Now, this beautiful medium brown loafer from Beckett Simon is great with casual suits with a lot of plaid look to it, informal casual weaves like linen wool blends, you name it. Great shoe for that, but that's the range. That's where you go at most. Do not wear this shoe or either of these with your formal suits. It's going to jump out, draw the eyes down, and completely ruin the outfit. So remember, match the style with the outfit. Now, I've kept these same shoes here for mistake number 3 because this one's about color. And I'm talking all kinds of color mistakes. I see the wrong color shoes with the wrong belt. I've actually seen medium brown like these loafers with a black belt. Terrible mistake. They should always be in some kind of range of a match of brown to brown, black to black, burgundy to burgundy, so on and so forth. But again, the color, like this is here, the suede. I've got this one from Bridlin I showed you before. It's a light brown. This has no business being worn with dark navy suit pants. I don't think tan leather shoes should be worn with dark navy or dark charcoal suits at all. That mismatch of the color takes away from the congruency, the uniformity of the outfit. Now your shoes jump out, and it's a distraction. It's a very difficult look to pull off. I don't recommend it. I see beautiful worsted wool, sheen, navy, and charcoal suits ruined by simple color mistakes of the shoes. The shoes are too light, or they're too bright in a weird burnished color like a crazy blue. It's a statement piece. It's a style, artistic expression thing, but in most cases, it's inappropriate, it's distracting, and the color match is way off. Mistake number 4, I see this quite often, is guys ignoring the shape of the shoe. Now, this is a subtle one, but what you can see here are 3 distinctly different shoes, not just in style, but in shape, different lasts. Now, on my left, on your right on the screen, is this beautiful, sleek, square toe missile coming at the screen at you saying, I am dressy, but I'm also a monk strap with the buckle. I could probably do business casual, but it's got to be with a coat and probably even dressed up with a tie. This is not something you wear with denim in this sleek last or real casual chinos. It's going to look out of place. But I see guys who make an investment like this in a beautiful shoe like this from Urn Shoemaker, the A551 monk strap, and they kind of wear it with everything. This works with suits because it's dark brown. It's got some museum burnish to it. But then for the casual or business casual, you've got a rounder, larger volume last, the 108 last in the middle here with my Shell Cordovan Rivington Derby. And this is obviously a chunky, big, high volume instep shoe that because it's Shell Cordovan, guys will ignore the shape and they'll wear this with a suit. I really can't think of any suit, any fabric where this type of wide, roomy last, super comfortable, gorgeous shoe, but you do not wear this type of shoe, even in a beautiful shell cordovan leather, with a suit. This is your business casual, chunky casual hero. God, I love wearing it with corduroy and a wool flannel jacket. It's fantastic. And I do wear it year round, but when in the summer, when it cools off at night, it's a denim shoe. It's wonderful. On my right, on your left, is the Old Faithful, the 65 last from Allen Edmonds, that black cat toe Park Avenue I feature all the time. This is your dress shoe. This is your versatile last that can go with more. It's not too formal, but again, you've got range here, so don't ignore the shape. You've got the almond here in the Park Avenue. That's probably the most versatile. It goes with suits. It goes with business casual. Of course, probably in a brown for business casual, but that shape matters. Don't mismatch the shape to the formality or the lack of formality of your outfit. Mistake number 5, very common. I did this. It's cheap, corrected grain leather shoes. We make the wrong buy and we probably pay too much because it's a fashion Italian brand like the one I have here in this gray. And I kept the Urn Shoemaker example here because it's one of the best leathers in the world. It's this crust leather from a French tannery. It comes undyed, ready to be patinaed and painted by artisans to give it that rich color. What I have on the other side, the gray, is corrected grain. It's got a plastic type coating. It's how they dress up cheap, lousy leather that they buy, and they correct it because it says it's genuine leather. Oh my goodness, that is such a trap. All leather's genuine leather. It probably comes from a cow. What you want, like I have here in the Urn and other examples I'm showing you, is full grain calfskin leather of high quality from reputable tanneries, and you don't have to pay that much for it. You can go in different ranges. It doesn't have to be this smooth calfskin look, crust leather like I have. You can do Waxy Commander. I'll link a show I've done on Waxy Commander down below. Rugged, beautiful, highly waxed, rough out kind of suede, but super durable leather. And you got all kinds in between, like the shell cordovan. That's expensive, but it's some of the best. You've got embossed hatch grain leathers. You got all these different types of full calfskin leathers that you're going to get much better quality, easier to care for, and the prices now are really incredible. I'll link a bunch of examples below. Don't make this mistake. Know a little bit about the leather before you buy that shoe, because I see so many outfits, great put together guys that don't invest well in the shoes. They buy an Italian brand, something they saw online, and they get cheap corrected grain that breaks down. You can't really care for it because it's coated leather, and then you end up putting it in the closet and not wearing it anymore because it looks so bad. Remember the mistake I said in the beginning that I see even the most best dressed men make? That's this one, number 6. It is wearing beat up shoes. I see beautiful suits, made to measure suits, in terribly conditioned, unconditioned, dead shoes, faded leather, beat up soles. It's embarrassing. And for me, I can't notice anything else. And so the basics are right here in front of you. Get a leather shoe balm. And most of you guys watching this know this, your shoe fans, your shoe dudes. You know that you got to brush your shoes, right, with a horsehair brush. And sometimes before brushing it, well, you always brush it first, then add some kind of conditioner. I got 2 great examples here that aren't too intense on the leather. They're not restorative. They don't have any kind of chemical in it that's going to hurt it. And of course, Renovateur is great, but people overuse it. That's for a different show. These are the 2. I'll link them below. You need, you got Venetian and you got Big 4. Also, shoe trees. I know for a lot of you, again, this is basic, but some guys, I'm amazed at the professionals I know that don't keep their shoes in a shoe tree. And there's even travel options because I travel a ton. And cedar shoe trees are heavy. They're perfect for drying the shoe out and holding their shape and keeping them great for a long time. But when you travel, there are plastic options. I've got a few from Skolix. Justin Fitzpatrick, Jay Fitzpatrick makes them. They're lighter, they're plastic. They do the job when you travel. So when you have a long day, like when I'm overseas and it's super hot, I get those shoe trees in right away so they dry out nice. They're going to hold their shape. But take care of your shoes. Don't fall for mistake 6 and wear beat up shoes with your nice suits and your nice outfits. And finally, mistake number 7, for us shoe addicts, it might seem like this isn't possible, but it's true. Guys make this mistake. They own too many shoes. They spend too much money. They build up a shoe closet and they never really learn how to kind of capsule that shoe, meaning how to mix and match it and get the versatility out of it. I've got a 3-shoe system that I've designed. That show is linked down below on what you need to buy and only need to buy to cover your formal, your business casual, and your casual. Really 3 shoes that will go with anything you wear. And of course, 4 or 5 is fine, but really 2 in a brown and a black is all you need. So don't make that mistake, especially if you're starting out, you're learning your feet, you're learning shoes, you're getting used to a brand and a shape that you already have. Don't buy too many shoes like I have. You don't need to, even as a collector. Keep it simple, one or two to start, and then build over years to something you're proud of, but don't own too many shoes. Don't make mistake number 7. Thank you again, everyone. Always a pleasure to have you here. I really appreciate the support. And as always, stay prime.